In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to install window film on your own homes. We're going to go over to our local hardware store and pick up some residential window film. What's going on, guys? Patrick here with Window Tinting Business. I'm a professional window tinter, and today I'm going to show you guys how to install window tint for your homes or your condos or any of your residents. Window tint is a great product to have if you're looking to reduce the glare, reduce the amount of light coming in, and to reduce the amount of heat coming in as well. Unfortunately, we all don't have the ability to be able to hire a professional crew to come in and do it yourself. So this is something that you could potentially do on your own. It'll be able to help save on your energy bill. Again, reduction in glare, heat, and make the house look a little bit better aesthetically as well. So we're gonna go over to our local hardware store and we're gonna see what products they have available. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. I'm gonna show you guys where to get it. And then we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to install the window film on your windows today. We're here over at Home Depot and we are in the window tint section for the residential side. If you guys don't know where it is, it's like by the window stuff. Ask someone, they'll get it to you. So let's take a look at the options that we do have here. I'm noticing that there's a lot of peel and cling options, but also adhesive options. So we want to go with more of the adhesive options. The cling says it's a little bit easier to install. You can reuse it, but it doesn't give you a lot of heat rejection and other things. It's okay if you want to go that route, but like I don't think it's going to be the best, especially if we're looking to reduce the heat and give it a little bit of privacy as well. So we have frosted options here. This looks like frost. This is your standard privacy frost, and they'll have other options available. They don't have any here. Looks like they have winter morning, black, and mirror. Those are kind of okay. So we're gonna be looking into the Gilla section here, and then there's titanium, and then there's 3-in-1, and these are all adhesives, not peel and cling. With the 3-in-1, I'm noticing it says here on the sides, it says glare reduction, heat reduction, helps maintain nighttime visibility. So what I'm assuming this is that it's not as reflective on the inside to give you that nighttime visibility. Because with any films that are reflective, you're gonna lose a little bit of nighttime visibility because you're gonna get reflectivity, but you lose out on the heat rejection. So we're only at 59% here. So, and over here with the titanium stuff, this is gonna be your standard mirror film, your silver films. The selections and options you guys are gonna have as a standard consumer is not gonna be very much. So if you're looking for something that looks a little bit better, maybe performs a little bit better, then at that point you probably wanna go and see if you can hire a professional. But this is what's available for you guys. So we have a 4-foot by 15-foot roll. We have a 3-foot by 15-foot roll. And then we also have a 3-foot by 6.5 feet. And on it, it'll tell you, like, this should cover about 3 windows. Right here. What you want to do is you're going to probably want to check and see, measure your windows. You're going to measure the length and the width of each window, add an extra inch, and you'll see why later on. And then what you want to do is you want to add that for all the windows you're going to do in your home, and then that way you can determine how much film you're going to do. It's going to be a little bit of math on your end, but we're going to save it. At these price points, I checked it out, we're at 92 cents a square foot. If you hire a professional crew, you're going to be anywhere between, you could be anywhere between $7 and $8 per square foot starting, and it could go up to $13 to $15 to $16 per square foot when you're starting. So financially, this is going to be a lot more cost effective, especially if you don't have the scratch to be able to hire a professional crew to go ahead and do it. So yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this 3-foot. I'm going to get this 3-foot by 15-foot roll of film here. It's going to cost me $37.48. And this is the film we're going to use. I'm going to go ahead and install it, and I'll show you guys how to do it. Moving over here, they have these window film application kits. Realistically, what it has is it has a spray bottle, it has the knife, it has the squeegee, and that's pretty much it. I think it comes with a cloth, but that little cloth is garbage anyways. But this is 16 bucks. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna see if we can find a kit and put a kit together for ourselves. It's gonna be a little bit more affordable. All we need is a spray bottle, a little soap, a knife. The thing that we're going to be looking for is this hard card. This hard card is really what you really need in this kit, but we're going to see if we can look around Home Depot and find an alternative for this so that we're not spending almost $16 for, like, this is way overpriced for this. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right, so we moved over from the window film section over here. There's the decorative films. There's all kinds of deco films, like kind of like stained glass and things of that nature. You guys can come over here and use this as well. These are static cling, not like window tint that has the liner and adhesive. So you'll be able to reuse this. And if you want to do something like this, you can use some of the techniques that we're using in this video, like how to cut and how to apply. You won't have any liner to deal with. So this is definitely another option as well if you're looking for something a little bit more decorative and something that gives you a little bit of privacy and is better than a boring window. So that's an option as well. As we're over here in the paint section, I just want to kind of go over some of the knives that we're going to need and some things to avoid. You're going to see some of these black bladed knives right here. We want these 9mm knives, but we don't want the black. The blacks are carbon blades. If you use carbon blades on glass, you will score and scratch and chip the glass. It's going to be a nightmare for you. So you want to stick with stainless steel blades, something like this. This is a 9mm blade right here, multiple break-offs. This is perfect for the job you're going to need. It's $1.98 and it's not carbon. Also, if you wanted to, you can pick up some stainless steel 1-inch razor blades here. This is going to be for the cleaning portion of the installation. I'm going to show you guys how to do, either use a blade or use like a scrub pad or a sponge of some sort. That way we can clean the glass as well as we can before we do the install. I think the takeaways here is we want to make sure not to use carbon blades. All right, guys, so we've been walking around Home Depot trying to find alternatives for these kits. With this kit, it comes with a knife, it comes with like a installation card, and it comes with a spray bottle, but they're selling it for $15.50, $16, which is a little excessive. Same thing with this spray application here. They're selling this for $8, and realistically, it's just soapy water. So I'm gonna help you save a little bit on this and not have to buy this kit. So we went over to the cleaning section. We found this spray bottle, $4. Also, we found this 9mm stainless steel, not carbon blade knife. It's got 13 breaks on here, and you can use this to cut the window tint, just like this knife here. So this was $2. And then I tried to find like a Bondo card. A 3M Bondo card would be good, but they don't have it here at Home Depot. So we're sticking with whatever we can find at Home Depot. It's like a one-stop shop. So I found this 3-set pack of putty knives. I'm gonna probably take some sandpaper to the edge of this to kind of soften it out a little bit. And we're gonna be able to use this as a replacement for this. Realistically, in this entire kit, you really only need this. This is the important one because you can't find this like Bondo card pretty much anywhere. This is like a specialty tool for window tinting. So anything in this kit that's really of value is that card. But we're gonna go ahead and use a putty knife, and then this way it's gonna basically replicate that. So in this full set was $4. So $4, $4, and $2. We're now at $10 versus $15.50 for this. So we're gonna save a little bit, and I believe that this spray bottle is much better. That spray bottle is crap. So we saved a little bit of money making our own kit versus buying the kits that they have. All right, guys, we're done with our shopping. Oh, and I'm dropping receipts. Opa, opa. With the window tint and all the equipment we bought, we're right over $60. But again, this is 3 feet by 15 feet. So this should cover about 3 windows, 3 full like double pane windows. So we're gonna see how much, how this is gonna do. So back to install. Oh, Florida drivers. All right, guys, we're back at the house now, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with the installation. First off, we're gonna need to fill up our water bottle. I fill it up to 25 ounces right here. And then I just have some Johnson's baby shampoo, dish soap, anything would really work. What you're looking for is just a simple slip solution. So here, I would probably just do like a quick 5-second count. And that's it. That's really all you need. All you're doing is giving a little bit of slip to the adhesive side. That way the film doesn't stick instantly. You can kind of move it around if you need to. And then when you tack it down, it will activate the adhesive. So very, very simple. You can use all of this. And then if you have more windows that you're gonna tint in your house, then you just fill it back up, a little bit of soap, and you're ready to go. So super easy. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go over some of the things that we have, that we did at Home Depot. The one thing I did forget is gonna be a squeegee, a cleaning squeegee, a window cleaning squeegee. I think you can get these for about 10 bucks. It's definitely gonna be beneficial for you to get it, just because it's gonna clean the windows a little bit better. You wanna get the windows as clean as possible so that when you install, you have the least amount of contaminants. So that's gonna be key. So I did forget a squeegee, unfortunately. And so what I have here is I have a scrub pad, I have a squeegee, I have my spray bottle right here. Obviously, we talked about the spatula. We're gonna use this during the installation of the film. And then some paper towels. Everyone has paper towels around here. So today I'm gonna be working on this window here. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna install this window. But before I get started, I'm gonna do a cleaning on the surfaces of this window and this window as well, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that window as a peel board so that you can do this with just one person. You can have someone hold the film and they can peel the liner and then wet it down and then install it. But if you're solo dolo and you got no one else and it's just you, I'm gonna show you guys how to be able to utilize a different window so that you can peel the liner off and then transition it over to the window that you're working on. So very simple. Right now I'm just gonna I'm gonna wet it down with our slip solution. I'm gonna scrub it and squeegee it, and that's it. Just a decent cleaning just to get major dirt, dust, debris, and things off the surface so that it doesn't get on the window film as well. So this isn't a super detailed clean. This is, again, just trying to get the whole surface wet and then go ahead and get some of that contamination loose, get all the way up into the edges, down into the corners. You can use this with a regular scrub. Just make sure you don't have like a score-free thing, like some squeegees or some sponges will score glass, so just be careful with that. And then just take our squeegee and we're just gonna do a 50% overlapping. So we'll squeegee and then just go ahead and just wipe the squeegee off. And then where the squeegee ended, you wanna go right in the middle of that. Squeegee again, and you're gonna repeat this process. When you do this, then what's gonna happen is you ensure that you get full coverage. If you try to go one pass and then evenly pass again right underneath it, you could miss some sections. So that's pretty much it right there. That window's clean now. You can take a paper towel, kind of just wipe the edges as well, just to kind of get a little bit more debris off. And if you want to, you can get like a beach towel and put it down because it is gonna get wet here. This window, we're gonna go ahead and get it wet. And we're gonna do another cleaning on here, just because what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna use this window as a peel board surface. So what I wanna do is I wanna clean it because we'll actually put the film side here against this glass and it'll hold it. So if this surface is dirty, you could get contamination. You could get contamination on the surface of the film when you install, and then you could potentially scratch it with that contamination. So same thing, same 50% overlapping patterns, just squeegee off, nothing too crazy. This one doesn't have to be crazy clean just because we're not installing on these windows, we're just using it as a peel board. So that's it, it's all clean. As you can tell over here, I was able to go ahead and remove the shades. If you can remove the shades, I would definitely suggest to do so because it's gonna be so much easier for you. I'm a professional and working around shades is a pain in the butt. So if you remove the shades, it's gonna be a lot easier for the install. So we have our titanium Gilla film here. This is, what was it? 3 feet wide by 15 feet. So 15 feet long is good because then you can go ahead and get these long ones. If you're doing like a set of sliders, I know that they have the films that go out up to 48 inches. So there's definitely enough to be able to cover most sliders and most windows. So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pre-cut the film to not to size, exact size, but we're gonna cut it so that it's a little bit more manageable because this is 36 inches wide, and as you can see, that's way too wide for this window. So when you're handling window film, you just got to be careful, be delicate. It is delicate. And so now next, window film. This is the shiny mirror film. So we got to determine which side's the film side and which side's the liner side. Just take a corner and fold it on itself. And if it doesn't move, that's the film side. If you put the corner to corner and you flip it the other way and it moves like that freely, that's the liner side. This is what we want to figure out because it's very important when we're doing the installation here. So the liner side is on the outside. So as you can see, I have some adhesive from the sticker, the original sticker on there. It's not going to matter because when we pull off the liner, it's on the liner side, so it doesn't really matter. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and spray the window down, just like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go liner side out, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just unroll my film. And when I wet it, the film is gonna stick to the glass, hopefully. Boom, just like that. And then just kind of keep it going against the glass. What we're basically doing is we're trying to pre-size the film. And then, and how would I normally do this? All right, well, let's just do this. Let's just go ahead and just drop it to the ground right there. Boom. So now I'm holding it here, and I'll grab my knife. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut right below. Just like that. And then from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and trim off this big excess. We're not gonna need it. This is wasted film. If you have like a door that's like 6 inch by whatever, you could maybe save this, but you're gonna have wasted film. It's part of the process, so. And then what I'll do is I'm just shooting for like basically like 1 inch over. I'm gonna take the rest of the film and put it over here. So I'm shooting for roughly 1 inch past the edges, so I can just tighten it up a little bit. We're gonna actually cut this film to size for the window. Not every window is perfectly square, not every window is perfectly straight, so that's why we don't pre-cut to the exact window size. Like if you take a measurement and it's, I don't know, 36 by 85, like you don't cut the film to that size because most of the time it is gonna be off. So all I'm doing is I'm just trimming, so it's just 1 inch over. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this film over here. I'm gonna use this glass as a peel board, a makeshift peel board. I'm gonna lift up. Okay, again, don't forget the liner side is facing me. Again, if you forget, double check, fold the corner over on itself. If it sticks, that's the film side. If it slides, it's the liner side. So now here, we're good to go right here. I'm just gonna go place the film side against the glass. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of hold it against here. Now that's secure. You can take your putty knife and what you can do what's called tacking it down. So basically you're just gonna squeegee right here, and that's gonna get the water out of there and kind of tack it and kind of hold that film there. And most likely, I put this a little high. Just be careful, like you don't want, once you take the liner off, you don't want it scraping against these blinds because then that's where you're gonna get contamination on the top end. All right, let's get into the install. Spray down the glass with your slip solution. Scrub pad. We just want to get really good on those edges and in those corners. Okay, get as clean as you can. Okay. And we need to do a nice, good cleaning. Really get in there. Now this is a scrub pad. You can use a 1 inch razor blade. It's got to be stainless steel. It's got to be brand new. If it's old and rusty, you could scratch the glass. There's a lot of things you could do to damage the glass, so just be careful. A scrub pad or a 1 inch razor blade brand new is just fine. We're gonna go ahead and squeegee now. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe my squeegee. I'm gonna start off my squeegee about a 1/2 inch from the edge because we don't want any contamination in the edge to pull into our work area. So about a 1/2 inch, I'm gonna squeegee all the way across. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe my blade. Again, 50% overlapping pattern, so you get a full cleaning. And this is probably why you want to get like a beach towel or something down there. As you can see, there's water starting to go. As professionals, we typically put full tarps down and everything so that we don't wet everything, but I'm just showing you how you would do it. Grab another paper towel. And we're just going to start at the top edge, and we're going to wipe the top edge clean. Okay, and then come down the side just like that. Just like that. And then you can kind of wipe the bottom as well. I usually do I do the top and the side for one. I get a fresh paper towel. Now this side, remember, we didn't squeegee, but a 1/2 inch off the edge, right? So now we're gonna take that paper towel and we're gonna wipe that 1/2 inch. And that's what's gonna help keep that glass nice and clean. Okay, pull away, boom. Pretty simple. The window's clean, now ready to rock. What you could do as well, take a microfiber towel or a paper towel and kind of rub the edges, because the film may have to move left and right, up and down just a little bit. So you want to clean that area too. That way, if the film touches that area and it has to move, it diminishes the probability of contamination coming into your workspace. So, almost ready. Ready for the install. We're gonna go ahead and spray down our glass. Just like that. What you can do here is go ahead and spray down your film. What this is gonna do, hopefully, is gonna bring down the static cling when you pull this. things like that. You can go ahead and show that right there. Probably try to turn your fans off, try to turn your AC off because you don't want to have airflow coming through. And all you're gonna do is, when you're peeling the liner, come in close to the Zachary. I can just scrape the edge until you get the liner off. If not, what you can do, put it between your teeth. Get your tongue in there, and then you can pull that liner off. Pull it back on here. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna go ahead and pull that liner off. And as you're pulling the liner off, it's probably a good idea, just go ahead and spray it. That way the static cling doesn't pull more contamination into your work area. And you see how I tacked it and why I tacked it? It's gonna hold it down. Wanna pull straight down and wet it. If you have to touch the film side, that's okay. Just try to do it lightly, just to try to help. And then pull down nice and evenly. Again, you could do this if you had a second person. One person could be holding the film while the other person pulls the liner off. We're just gonna take our time pulling this liner off. Boom. Pull that liner to the side. That liner is gonna be very slippery. So try not to step on it. Do another wet, we're good to go. And now this is the adhesive side towards me, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. Hold up nice and tight. That glass we're working on is already wet. We're just gonna go ahead and transfer it over to the glass side. If you have a straight edge, you can just line up the top and you can just, now you have a straight edge right there, boom. Now you only have to cut two sides. So that's probably the best that I would do. And now take our putty knife and just go ahead and using it as a squeegee, okay? Gonna push nice and hard, and that's gonna be it. So we're tacking the top. Now we pretty much just go down the center, all right? And now just squeegee out towards the edges. Where we're gonna cut, you just wanna push out until about a ½ an inch from that area, and I'll show you how we're gonna use this putty knife as a cutting knife as well. It's gonna help us cut. 50% overlapping, here's my squeegee. I don't wanna come down here, right? If my squeegee ended here, I want it's just like my cleaning squeegee, I want 50% overlapping patterns. That way you're pushing out and you're getting out all as much moisture as you can. Pretty simple and straightforward. All right, now time for the cutting. We're gonna use our putty knife as a guide so that we can cut. So you just wanna take a little bit of blade out, nothing too crazy, about 3-4 blades out here, and use our putty knife and come over on this side here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this putty knife right against the edge, right here. And you can see there's gonna be some contamination right there. Right against the edge right here, I'm gonna hold my knife right up against that, and now I'm gonna slide down. I'm gonna slide the putty knife down, back up a little bit so actually you can see. So as you can see, I'm sliding the putty knife down with the knife as well at the same time. This is gonna help me get as close to the edge as possible. You don't wanna be butt up right up against the edge, just because you could bring in contamination and other things. It's standard to have a small gap, about a 1/16 of an inch is what you're looking for. If you get to this position, all you wanna do is just take your film and make sure you pull away from your project area, and you can just tear it off. And wherever you're comfortable with, just keep going. What I'll do is I'll probably shove that right into that corner right there. Start from the bottom, using the putty knife as a guide up against the edge of the glass, coming up, boom. Just like that. That's one side. Do the same thing. It's gonna be a little weird in certain areas because now I'm crossing my body, but as long as you keep the putty knife up against the edge, you're just gonna use that as a guide. Go as far as you can until you're comfortable. Pull it out, tear away. And obviously this is where you want to take your time because this is the most important part. Because if you cut in and you mess up, you have to take this whole thing off and start over again. Boom, that's 3 sides. Now the bottom, same thing. Use the putty knife, get right up against that edge, and use that putty knife. It's gonna hold the film down. It's gonna give you that nice straight line. This is gonna be the easiest way to cut that film. Now we just cut 3 edges. Moving on, let's use the putty knife again. Let's go ahead and push out the excess moisture that we didn't push out before. Spraying it out nice and evenly and easy. Boom. I did rub this on a paper towel to kind of like burr off some of the rough edges. You can get some sandpaper as well, and that way what I wanted to do is I just want to have a nice clean edge on this putty knife, and then hopefully what it'll do, it'll prevent the it'll minimize the scratches, because if it's too abrasive it could scratch the window tint. All right, we're pretty much done at this point. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take paper towels and you're gonna fold it over. What we're gonna be doing is called bumping. We're just gonna bump the edges. What this is gonna do is it's gonna absorb the excess moisture and really kind of seal in that edge, and then hopefully nothing else will pick up. Because if there's excess moisture here, we call these fingers in the industry. Fingers will start to pop up, and when fingers pop up, it brings in contamination. It could peel the film, so we just kind of want to bump it, and you want to go make sure you get every inch, every bit. Boom, just like that. Now what you could do, if you're very soft, what you could do is you can use your squeegee and just do a light spray and a light squeegee, just kind of clean it off. Just like that. Boom, 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 boom. Now, if you see that the putty knife you're using or something else that you're using might be a little too abrasive, what you can do is you can take a paper towel, just like when we were bumping, but you can use the paper towel instead to cover the putty knife, and that way it'll definitely minimize the probability of like scratching. Oh, and you see that? So be very careful. Like I just shifted the film, so I'm gonna go ahead and just squeegee and make sure spread out. And the film, depending on how much slip you have in your solution, it could shift the film, but we just want to not do that. So that's pretty much it, guys. And then kind of clean up and you're moving on to your next window. So that's how you do this installation here. This window is probably going to take 60 to 90 days. It really just depends on where it is and where it's facing. Like this is over an awning on a patio. It barely gets any light. This is going to take the longest to cure. So we squeeze out as much moisture as we can, but as the film cures and dries, the moisture pockets will collect together and pool together and then in turn evaporate out. So that'll take some time. Like this window would probably take the longest. If this window was a front door and it constantly got sun, it would cure a lot faster. But if you see like a window like this that doesn't get a lot of sun over an awning and in a patio or something like that, it might take a few months to cure. It depends, especially if you're going right into the winter time, but just give it some time. It's like Novocaine, give it time, it always works. All right, guys, now that we're done with this, again, don't forget, I am a professional window tinter. I do this for a living as well. I'm showing you this option because some people maybe just want to try and give it a shot on their own. So I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons of doing it by yourself and then doing it with a professional company as well. One of the things here is that if you've never done it before, it does take a little bit of practice. You're gonna see when you do it. I've been doing this for over 10 years and it looks that good because I'm that good. But you've never done it before, so it's gonna take you a little bit of time. So if you're a perfectionist, this is probably not the route you wanna go because you're probably gonna have a fair amount of contamination. Also, there is only certain amounts of window film sizes that you can get as a consumer through Home Depot or Lowe's or other hardware stores, I guess you could say. You can try Amazon too. We haven't done that yet, but I think the widest was 48 inches. So if you have a window that's more than 48 inches, you're gonna have to learn how to splice or something else like that. So it does get a little bit cumbersome. These normal windows, you'll probably be fine, but the super wide windows, it gives you less availability. Obviously, let's talk about price comparison. So at this price with this window film, we're spending 92 cents, almost 93 cents a square foot. This window is roughly 10 feet, it's 9.77 square feet. So doing it this way and using your own labor, this window itself costs about $9.20. Okay, if I was coming in here as a professional and to do this job, we would probably mark this window at $100. Okay, so there's a significant price difference, so if you're looking to try to save money, definitely a better option. One of the things is too is that there's no shade options. As a professional, I can, like, I believe roughly this is about 20%. I can go down to 10%. I can go up to 50% or even clear, right? And this is only a silver option. There's dual reflective options that are not as reflective. This reflective film on the curbside facing house of an HOA neighborhood, this is probably not going to fly. Your HOA is not going to approve it because the reflectivity is just a little too high. So there's very, very limited options to you as a consumer if you're going to go out and do it yourself. What are some of the pros to using a professional? Number one, professionals know what type of glass it is. You can't just put any type of film on glass. For example, if this had a low E coating on surface level 2 and we're installing on surface level 1 and it's not a reflective film, that's why reflective films aren't, only reflective films basically are available to clients or standard, like regular people, is because if it goes darker, the absorption rate gets too high, you'll actually break the glass. So a professional will know what type of glass you have and show you much more options available to you that might be looking a little bit better, might perform a little bit better. Also, warranty coverage. If you do it yourself, there is no warranty. If it breaks, and you got to deal with it. For me as a professional, if I come in here and the installation isn't as perfect as you want, I might have to come back in here and redo it. If the film fails, for example, for residential window films, we have up to a 12-year shelf life with our standard films, but we are part of the SolarGuard's Panorama Pro program, so we get higher quality film, and it comes with a lifetime warranty. So if ever bubbles, peels, fades, delaminates, all you have to do is give me a call back, and I come in here and I replace the glass free of charge. Won't cost you a dime, just a little bit of time. So there's definitely some pros and cons to doing this as well. Also, what kind of equipment do you need? Are you looking at a window that's way up top? Do you have the ladders to get up there? The safety aspect of it as well. So we're Sun Solutions Tinting. Well, we're based in the Tampa Bay area. If you guys happen to be in the area and you guys want our services, just go ahead and look us up, sunsolutionswindowtint.com. If you're not in the area and you're maybe thinking about going the professional route, then you can go and use the film that we use. We use a film from SolarGuard. They're a very reputable company. They're on par with 3M, with Lumar's Vista series and a number of other ones. Very good quality films. If you're looking to find a professional through that network, then you can go to solarguard.com/find-a-dealer/, and that'll bring you up to the portal where you can just kind of put what you're looking for, and then they will guide you to other dealers, other window tinters that can do the job for you as well. So, and I'll go ahead and put that website on the bottom here for you and in the description as well. So again, that website is solarguard.com, S-O, I probably shouldn't spell it. I'll put it down here. I'm a horrible speller. But yeah. Yeah, and let's take a quick look on the outside to finish up here. This is a silver film. So we're gonna take a look here and just stand right there so you're not in front of it. So as you can see, it's more of a silver reflective film, definitely a mirror film. You're gonna see some moisture pockets. You're gonna see some contamination here and there compared to what the normal standard windows look like. So that's it here. International Window Film Association guidelines to acceptable installation, right? Let's talk about this for a second. You want to be standing 6 feet away from the glass. You also want to be looking through the glass. If you can't see the contamination within that, it's considered acceptable. You're not going to have a perfect install. They might be a speck here or there. It's normal. It happens. I can't control all the tiny particulates of dust and dirt that are in the air. So if you go by that guideline, 6 feet away, and you're looking through the glass, if you can't see the contamination, then it's deemed acceptable. So good luck, guys. If you guys have any questions, concerns, you can hit it up in the comments below. I hope this video was helpful for you. Go ahead and check out some other videos that I have available as well. And again, that website, if you're looking for someone to do it professionally, it's solarguard.com/find-a-dealer/. Go ahead and hit that in there, put your information in there, and SolarGuard will find you a window tint company that they work with that are tinters for them, and they'll be able to go ahead and find you guys and get you taken care of that way if you want to go the professional route as well. So thanks again, guys, for watching. You guys have a great day.